Welcome to Keeper of Secrets Tarot. I am Gypsy Girl here to bring you another reading for Aries. Sorry, Aries, I just noticed the camera is doing its own thing. Okay. I thank you, Spirit, for protecting and keeping the collective safe, for protecting me and keeping me safe. And it's funny because the same thing happened when I was cleaning the deck and I had the 7 and the 8 of swords show up right away, one after the other, with the 2 of wands. So very important decisions and having to change the mindset or set in ways, feeling like you have to change something. And then that 7 of swords going to the 8 is a spiraling up. So it's a process of strategic plans to be made, or to make a plan, or to make a decision on a plan, or something with just changing the mind. Again, it's neither here nor there. And then the Queen of Cups showed up, so it's very emotional. And then we have the Page of Cups with the Chariot. So again, it's continuing from the cleaning of the deck into receiving the messages. We have the Ace of Cups, the Page of Cups. So it's an emotional commitment, it's a strategy, it's a plan in action, taking steps forward, going forward to have that happiness. Aries, I said to myself when I did the cleaning of the deck and I saw the 7 and the 8, I was thinking it doesn't feel very negative, but it's not, apparently. I had a feeling I'd get the answer, turning the cards, not shuffling, but the answer did come. So it seems to be a process of progressive movement that's you or you and someone else are making. And here we have the Star. The focus is on sharing that space and having that happiness come, that 9 of Pentacles. Knowing that you have everything that you need and that everything that you need is available to you, and the happiness is showing itself. Again, with the 10 of Cups, the 9 of Pentacles, wanting that happiness, planning for it, and expecting it too, with the 9 of Pentacles. Aries, you're on your way. It's good news for Aries for October. And then again, we have another card jumping. So we're looking at 9 of Swords. So worried about being alone, worried about going into that dark place, worried about facing some fears. Maybe again with the 7 and the 8, it was a little iffy there for the beginning. But then the 9 of Swords could be in the reverse, where you're not worried. It's a double 9, eh? 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Swords. Thank you, Spirit, for protecting and keeping the collective safe. And I thank you, Aries, for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. And again, we're looking at more cards here. The Hierophant, the King of Wands, and then this card that just showed up. We have the 4 of Swords. So we're taking steps. We're looking for the positive. We're looking for a positive outcome. We know enough. We have what we need. We're preparing the way for relaxation, for rest. Again, with the 9 of Pentacles, we're coming into our own areas. With the 9 of Swords, the worry is in that we will not get what we want, when we want it, how we want it. Aries, lots of messages. See, I'm using a new deck. It's the Crow Tarot. Again, I chose this for spiritual connectivity. It seems that the cards that I have been using, every time I see the birds, I keep wanting to reach for this deck, and finally I decided that October it would be for this one. And here we have the Moon. It's for revolution, for revealing what it is that we feel and being able to do so with the emotion. Again, we had the Queen of Cups showing up with the 2, the Ace of Cups and the Page of Cups. So we're working our way into a relationship or back to a relationship, depending on your situation. And I'm recalling that I saw the High Priestess. So it's either we're really focusing on what we want, what we need, and how we are going to get it with the swords and the Queen, the High Priestess coming together, because they came out together. And now we have the Moon showing up as an overall. So it is to reveal how we feel. It is to be able to share in that feelings, or we're keeping things under wraps. We're keeping secrets. Again, with the strategy for that 7 of Swords and the 8 of Swords for the mindset. I'll do one more cut, just because. So 8 card spread, and it is a different spread. So the first card is the heart of the situation, or the heart of the reading, or where you're at, what you've come into, in the sense of things that have been happening that brought you to this. So it's a foundational card where, because of certain things or situations, encounters, whatever took place, it's brought you here to this feeling, this situation, this circumstance. The second card, again, I keep pulling them from the top. I'm guided both ways now to pull randomly, and now I'm pulling from the top. So the second card is connected to the first, in the sense where it is a doorway, where what has taken place to put you in this situation or circumstance. The second card is going to bring that sense of freedom, or opening up of a doorway for what is present now, and where you can go from here as into the future. And the third card is what is hindering or holding you back, or what is going to push you forward, depending. So it's either helping or hindering with this card, this third card. And then the fourth card is your hopes and fears, or what is most deeply rooted in you, the unconscious, the subconscious. It's not what we can actually put our hands on, but we have a hint of it. We have that feeling of what's going on underneath the surface. This is the fourth card, and that either provokes our fear or it stimulates our hopes. Then the fifth card is what is grounding us. Now, feeling that card is kind of high up there, so just bring him down a little bit. Yeah, it's better like that. So the fifth card is the grounding sense. So either it's a person, it's you, it's your circumstance, it's what's going on around you. It's a grounding feeling. Could be spirit's advice for some. It could be another person and their behavior or their interaction with you. It really depends when we turn the cards. So the sixth card is lessons from the past. So what has happened in the past to bring you to this present day, and what lessons you've learned is going to help you get through your hopes and fears, or what's hindering your progress, or what's helping your progress. And the seventh card is outside forces. So it could be, again, another person, it could be a situation, it could be circumstance, but it's outside of you. This is other people, this is environmental, this could be others working with you, working against you. And then the final card is the potential outcome. Now, I didn't, for Capricorn, I didn't look, but I'm automatically turning over the deck, and I see it's the Six of Pentacles. Here with the Page of Pentacles. So here we have the 7. So there's an investment here. Again, it brings us back to what we saw in the beginning, wanting to have a plan, or making a plan, or taking steps to have positive outcome, working towards a positive end. And again, here's the bird. This is why I chose this deck, because when I see the cards and I see little birds showing up, it brings me to want to read into this deck for that spiritual connection. And here we have that connectivity. So it is a telepathic connection that you have with another person, that you are feeling connected, deeply connected, spiritually connected even, where you are finding your happiness with this person, whether it is untold or it is unknown to the next person, or even within yourself, you're discovering how you feel, what you feel for another person. It is meant to happen. It is a relationship that has to happen. And I remember when I read September reading, I said that for Aries, that this is a relationship that you cannot deny, that has to happen. Here we have that Ace of Cups. So again, we're looking at the cups, the Queen of Cups, the Page of Cups, and now we have the Ace of Cups showing here with the Ten of Cups. So it's very emotional, the connection that you have, and it's very loving. And we have the Four of Coins with the Fool. So we're holding back or holding on, wanting to start something new. We're waiting for the right time. We know what we have or what we want to have with the next person is actually of value to us. It's very valuable because we're holding on to it so tightly that we want to start something right away. But it's as if we're doing that push and pull where we're holding back, but we want to move forward. You see? So it could be that Saturn and Jupiter effect happening, or the Mars and Saturn effect, depending on your chart or depending on their chart. But there will be satisfaction. There will be a new beginning. You have decided, whether it is with the next person or within yourself, you have decided that you want to hold on. You don't want to lose this relationship. And if you felt that you were not treated fairly, you're going to discuss that with the next person. And again, the Eight of Swords showing itself here. So going over the weaknesses, going over what is undesirable, going over the changes that need to be made, going over the mindset or thinking in a particular way, and having difficulty to speak because of that mindset. And the difficulty in itself is to overcome. And then we have the Lovers. So a choice needs to be made, but it seems to be difficult. It seems to be difficult because we're looking at the Four of Pentacles here, which brings in that eagerness to hold back, and the Fool wanting to jump in without thinking, and then the Nine of Wands, we have to be conservative. We're feeling that there's a sense of trust that needs to be built up. Again, we're looking at Seven of Swords, Eight of Swords, Five of Wands. So it's not an easy process, but this is something that has to happen. It's continuing from the September read, and we have the Knight of Pentacles. So it is a slow process. It is very slow. It is, in fact, you may feel a bit uneasy because you want to move forward, but you're holding back, or the next person is. But then there will be satisfaction because of it. It is to be for the best. It is for the best. When this happens, it is for the best. So the second card, again, the fundamental, and whatever took place before, the plan of action, it's moving slowly ahead. And we have the Page of Wands. So that proposal or that idea, it's a new plan, a new idea to move forward. Again, it's all relating to the Six of Pentacles, where we need to share, we need to put things together, we need to give, we need to receive, we need to work together. Again, this becomes a Seven. Again, it's that investment that's taken place where we've invested ourselves, and we want to talk about that, or we are talking about it. And again, the Page of Pentacles, we're making up that mind. So we have the Eight of Pentacles. So it's a building up. It's slowly building up. So we're either gathering enough to come together as within a couple, where you're working on how to maneuver to have that happiness. Again, it's a question of money. If it is, for some, it's a question of work, where you work, where you're changing your job, or you're looking to change your job so you could have more, so you could make that proposal and be able to afford to come together. It's a plan. It's a plan of action here. It seems to be very strategic too, with that Seven of Swords. And that Eight of Swords being that it's a mindset, it's a traditional thought process, breaking through with modern day. It's a little difficult because you're pushing and pulling. Things are, we want it traditional, but we have to adapt to modern day for some. Feeling more like that is because it's on an emotional level too. And the help and the hindrance here is this Eight of Wands. So in the form of positive, because it is very positive, is we're taking actions, we're making the steps to move forward, we're wanting to communicate. In fact, we are communicating, and I say we, it's on a collective scale here. So you and the next person, or just within the self, you are taking those steps. So again, this is what is helping or hindering. Now, because the Eight of Wands, I don't feel a negativity connected here. The only negative I could say is that we're thinking slow, but we're moving fast. For some, maybe some of you will connect to that, but it is a question of communication, communicating the plan, sticking to the plan, putting things forward, making steps, literally making steps forward. Then we have the World card. Oh boy, so it's the ending up of a cycle here. This is where we see and realize what our part is. We've come to the end of, and we have earned. In most cases here, it is what you have done in the past that has brought you to this position of earning. But this is fear or hope. So bringing in the fear of having that result, of attaining and having this goal set in mind, the plan coming into fruition. We're afraid that it may not happen. In some cases, we're thinking that it will happen in other cases, because we're taking that positive leap forward with the Fool, or we're taking those steps forward. We're following the plan. We're talking. We're communicating the plan and wanting it to move forward. Again, with the Ace here, Page of Pentacles, with the Knight of Pentacles. So we're really working it out. We're putting our heads together, you and the next person, to come together, because you're both wanting that. For some of you, for others, it is a question of, I want to end this to move into not something else. Again, it is in good time. It is due. The door is opening. Jupiter is here. We have the Ace of Cups. So we're focusing on that sense of love and being able to offer that love and hoping that we can, because Jupiter brings in that hope. Again, it's a question of money too. So whether it's a business adventure or a romantic adventure, we're looking into bringing the fruition, bringing it to the fruition. The gold and the goal is the reward here, is to have that home, have that plan to have a home, to build a home, to be in family, to have that true love, that making of a home come between you and the next person, whether it is through work or through romance. But it seems to be both. It seems to be that you're balancing between money and love here. And the sixth card is the Sun. So there was happiness in the past. There was a clarity. There was truth. Maybe you had that conversation because of the conversation, because of the truth coming out. Steps are being taken with assertion, with a surety, with that confidence, that knowing, that deep sense of, I know what I want and this is the plan, and we're all on the same page. Because that's what this brings. The clarity is here. It's very positive. This is the outside forces. The devil. So we're having that self-control, that sense of addiction, that holding on, that toxicity. But again, being that it's so positive, and the clarity here, the truth about what is. Again, we must accept. Again, this is outside forces that are working against the speed that we would like to move at. Notice we have 8 of Wands, which is very quickly moving. And then we have the Knight of Pentacles, which is very slow in the process. And then we have the 4 of Pentacles with our Fool. So it's the same thing again. It's that holding back and that rushing forward. The devil is stopping this. And that is because we know what we want. That is because we have to do the right thing. We have to step up. We have to face certain truths. We have to make sure that the choices that we make are the right ones. Again, it is just going through with like a fine-tooth comb, if you will. The devil is there to make sure. Again, it's outside forces. So it's a spirit's work or someone else's or the next person or people that you're working with. They're being guided to do what they are doing. And if it is that you're feeling like you're holding back because you need to, Aries, it is because things have to work out slowly. What we want in the end will come, because the truth and clarity and happiness is showing up twice with the 10 of Cups and the Sun. And of course, Jupiter is there to say it is yours. The World card is there to say that you've earned it. And here we have the groundedness. Again, the 2 of Pentacles comes into this reading where we see the balance needs to be maintained. And this is why the devil is here, to help maintain that push and pull and make sure that we're making the right steps in the right moment. Everything in its right time. The devil shows to show us that what we need we will get, and what we are not meant to have will be prevented from us. It will be kept until it is time to be released. It's not a negative here. This is for protection. This is for the forces of nature are working here. And if it is through someone else who is holding back, whether it is you, Aries, is because balance needs to be found before we can make that step forward to make the proposal. Because this is to the future. We need to show that we are capable, that we are able to maintain. It's a beautiful reading, Aries. And then we have the Page of Swords. So again, truth coming. You could be dealing with air signs. You could be dealing with earth signs. You could be dealing with fire signs. It doesn't matter what sign. Could be a Leo, could be a Sagittarius, it could be Gemini, could be Libra. It doesn't matter what sign. You know who you're dealing with. You are dealing with yourself first. You have to be honest with the self before you can be honest with the next person. And if it is that you want to make a proposal to someone, in the right moment, Spirit will free you. In the meantime, you're taking steps. Aries, I direct this to you because there are no figures in this reading. The page, the page, the page. It's only pages. So this is experiences, the truth, the love, the fear, the holding back, the rewards, the Fool. There's no figures. This is all about you, Aries. Between you and Spirit, And the people who you are dealing with, their experiences is what is showing up here. Their capabilities, if it is someone else that you're dealing with, who is communicating or not communicating or holding back from communicating, or you wanting to speak to someone and you are holding back. Let's take an oracle message on this. But fairness is to be had. This is justice being served. If it is that you were being held back or someone else is holding back, that you sense deep down inside that you will have them, that you will get a proposal from them, or vice versa, that you will propose to them. It's a question of when, not if. Very lovely. Lovely reading. This is really truly about you, Aries. Take it as it resonates, whether it's working colleagues or romantic encounters. The truth, again, being honest. Keep thinking of Gemini, even Libra. But then there's also the Capricorn, Virgo. I mean, all signs, because there's no particular. It was just the Queen of Cups that was showing. So it could be Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio, depending on the situation. It could be that they have water in their chart, or they're very emotional if they're air signs. Very strong with the Pisces, with the moon. We had the High Priestess, and then of course the Queen of Cups came first. So is that Pisces there. So what is the oracle message? Oh, we have message in a bottle, and we have the mending. Let's see what comes after that. Thinking. You see, it's all about the thought process. That Eight of Swords, that's setting up the mindset or changing the mindset. Let's see the 15 again with the Devil. So message in a bottle. When the right moment is to be had, you will have that communication. Whether you will bring it or the next person will bring it to you. Communication, a sign. Let's see the protection on that, because it is close to the Devil here. Are you refusing to acknowledge the signs because you want things as you want them? Red flags are not pretty decorations for you to admire. They are warning you for a reason. That's what I said, Whatever is to be has to come into balance first, and you will have your reward. If something doesn't sit right with you, trouble could be hiding in the bushes. Don't ignore the signs. Spirit always has your best interests at heart and will draw your attention to what you are overlooking. And mending, we'll take a read on that too, because it is for that healing. It is to be honest, to come clean, and let that happiness come through. The truth, the clarity. I think it's 52, the mending. Aries, you are healing. Maybe from what you've had happen before. Again, for that slow process, plan is in action. 52. Forgiveness, making amends, healing after arguments. Well, we'll see the relationship on that. You've come to a place where forgiveness is necessary if you are to move forward. Separate or together, you and the other person are still experiencing the effects of a hurt that is impacting everything you do, even if you're not aware of it. The energy needs to be clear. What must you do to bridge this gap? Closing your heart is not the answer. You have the power to heal this wound. Ask yourself, what would love do? Only good will come of forgiveness and an honest redress. Again, relating to the Page of Swords. In the outcome, you will have that conversation, whether it is to come together or to end things and say, okay, we're moving on, we're doing our thing, separately or together. You will know in the right moment things will come into the balance just as really soon. You will have the clarity. On that note, Aries, thank you for your likes, your subscribes, and your shares. Till our next read, love and light.